In August 1974, a 25-year-old woman named Michelle Wallace drove into the mountains near Crestview, Colorado, for a 3-day solo hike. An experienced traveler, she often photographed America's vast landscapes alone, but this time, she never returned home to develop her film. Though the initial investigation was limited, residents of her hometown, Cannon City, never forgot the braided backpacker who vanished in the 70s. In 1992, a county detective reopened the case, convinced she could solve it. She contacted NecroSearch International, a team of archaeologists and scientists volunteering to find bodies and uncover the truth. They knew a sun-bleached braid of Michelle's hair had been found years earlier, suggesting she'd been on a north-facing slope at 10,000 feet. That August, NecroSearch volunteers combed the area. Geologist Sylvia Amherst stepped away to relieve herself and glimpsed a flash of light. Approaching, she discovered a gold-capped tooth attached to a skull. Detectives instantly recalled Michelle's father mentioning her dental work 20 years prior. It was hers. Michelle had been murdered. Now, the hunt for her killer began, and police already had a suspect, Roy Allen Melanson. Born February 13, 1937, in Broussard, Louisiana, Roy became a drifter who scammed people nationwide. Unattractive yet arrogant, he manipulated women with lies. In August 1972, his darkness surfaced when he attacked Catherine Ewing after offering to fix her flat tire. He beat her brutally despite her fighting back. Roy continued committing robberies and assaults in Orange and Jefferson counties, Texas, earning a 12-year sentence. But prison didn't reform him. He allegedly murdered an inmate inside. After serving half his term, he was freed, ready to escalate his crimes. Nita Faye Andrews, 51, had been a beauty queen in her youth. In 1974, the single mother worked 2 jobs, at Napa State Hospital and her family's bar, Faye's Cocktail Lounge. On July 10, after closing, she cleaned while a stranger loomed outside Roy Melanson. The next morning, her sister Muriel found Anita's body in a pool of blood, clothes torn, suggesting sexual assault. The coroner confirmed she'd been raped, stabbed 13 times with a screwdriver, and had her throat slit. Her Cadillac was missing. Evidence included a cigarette butt, bloody partial fingerprints, and an open cash register. Despite this, police failed to identify the killer, emboldening Roy to strike again. Michelle Wallace, born April 13, 1949, moved to Aspen, Colorado, to ski and work as a road laborer. She photographed nature, traveled with her German Shepherd Okie, and called her parents daily. On her August 1974 hike, when calls stopped, her parents reported her missing. Police initially dismissed it until her mother Margaret insisted Michelle called 3 times a day. A search team found nothing, but rancher Chuck Matthews recalled Michelle giving him and a man named Roy a ride after their car broke down near Gunnison. Roy had lied about car trouble. Chuck knew he had no vehicle. After Chuck got out at the Columbian bar, Michelle drove off with Roy. She was never seen alive again. Roy was arrested in Pueblo, Colorado, in September 1974. In his car, police found Michelle's registration, keys, pawn tickets for her camera 73, 75 total, her backpack, driver's license, and a film roll with photos of Okie and Roy himself. A week later, Okie was shot dead by a rancher. During interrogation, Roy claimed he'd stolen Michelle's truck after coffee but knew nothing of her disappearance. The truck was found in Texas with no blood evidence. With no body, Roy was only charged with fraud and burglary. Devastated, Michelle's mother Margaret died by suicide with barbiturates, requesting burial with Michelle if found. Roy was extradited to Texas for assault, receiving life later reduced. Released in March 1988, he promptly targeted 51-year-old Pauline Culp in Port Arthur, Texas, after she vanished. Her husband found stew burning for days and her car abandoned with a TV inside. Roy was the prime suspect, but the case went cold. Months later, in Walker, Louisiana, Roy overheard 24-year-old Charlotte Sourwin in a laundromat. Posing as a land developer, he lured her alone, then raped, tortured, and strangled her. Her body was found a month later. In 1989, Detective Kathy Young reopened Michelle's case. A braid found in 1979 matched hair from Michelle's brush. In 1992, NecroSearch used botanical clues from the hair to focus their search. There, Sylvia Amherst found the gold-toothed skull, Dental records confirmed it was Michelle. More remains were found downhill, her jeans zipper torn violently, underwear, a boot with foot bones, and her hairbrush. The skeleton's exposure prevented determining cause of death, but the evidence pointed to murder. Roy, now jailed in Kentucky for robbery, was extradited to Colorado. Jail informants testified he boasted of hiding a body. In 1993, he skipped most of his trial but appeared for sentencing. The judge condemned him, "You a waste of humanity." Roy received life to start after his Kentucky sentence, but tragedy kept pursuing Michelle's family. Her father George remarried after Margaret's death, but his second wife died in the 2000s. On January 13, 2006, two robbers broke into his Florida home. At 85, wheelchair-bound, he was beaten to death. One attacker got life, the other, 25 years. George's surviving son reflected, "We raised an unlucky family." In 2000, Roy's DNA linked him to Charlotte Sowerwin and Anita Andrews' murders. He was convicted for Charlotte's death in 2011, another life sentence. Pauline Culp's body remains missing, but Roy is believed responsible. He died imprisoned on May 22, 2020, never tried for all his suspected killings. How many victims did Roy Melanson truly claim? We may never know.